Hello, hello. It's Let's Talk Tuesday, so let's talk about being sick and undiagnosed. Okay, let's start at the beginning. For about a year, doctors thought that they were treating a pain that was caused by deformities in the bones of my feet. Then they thought it was my spine. I started to advocate to seek treatment and search for the causes of the deformities rather than just attempting to treat the deformities themselves. This I got very little support for. Mostly I got gaslighting and pressure to do even more risky procedures, and that's after doing 2 of them that caused me long-term pain, worse pain than before. I've spoken about my symptoms before, but I don't expect everybody to watch all of my videos. I am in constant pain, and that is not an exaggeration. Every woken breath that I take is pain. I feel like thumbtacks are stuck to the bottom of my feet. I can stand and manage the pain, but only for a few seconds to maximum a couple of minutes at a time. So, for the most part, I'm a wheelchair user. I can't really get around otherwise. Throughout my joints, practically all of them, from my ankles, knees, pelvic, my wrists, elbows, shoulders, my neck, my jaw, even the joints in my fingers, they, along with laxity and fragility, there's this cold, sharp pain that I could possibly compare it to like a tooth cavity. Like this, sometimes it just feels cold and open, and the slightest breeze will cause intense amounts of pain. Over the past couple of years, I've had a surgery, too many blood tests to count, x-rays, MRIs, which I have terrible anxiety about because of the long periods of time in a tight space. And I currently have no diagnosis, which can be very scary. Like, technically I have diagnosis, like technically on the papers they have me with hypermobility, joint pain, but I don't have the name of what is causing all of that. And like I said, it can be really scary. I'm remaining pretty emotionally distant from that fear for the sake of this video, but it's a scary thing to not know if I'm dying. And pain has a tricky way of making you believe that you are. Not being heard. Ableist, sexist doctors who are using their own misconceptions to dismiss me. And then being in daily pain and isolated and in bed most of the time. It's exhausting and depressing. Literally triggered my depression. The whole process can feel so helpless. For a while there, I would have an awful anxiety attack before and after every doctor's appointment. It's also very scary for me to be losing abilities gradually. My chronic pain started in my feet and has now spread to so many of my joints. I can't push myself on my wheelchair anymore when I could do so a year ago. The whole experience often makes me feel trapped. Trapped in my room, trapped in my bed, for the majority of the hours of my day until I can figure out what this is and how to manage it. I am consoled by other chronically ill folk that it took them a while too. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and I'm just on year 2. I've found a great community of understanding online with the hashtag spoonie community and hashtag hospital glam and encouragement towards self-advocacy and finding comfort and empowerment in the hospital spaces that we are in so often. It helps to know that there are other people out there who understand. Thankfully, at this time, I have ditched a lot of those doctors who made me feel unsafe and dismissed and disrespected in their spaces, and currently have a couple of really awesome doctors who were decently informed and agreed with my original theory of a possible diagnosis, saying that with my symptoms, it was very apparent and validated me in my decision to self-advocate with those other doctors. So I'm currently in the middle of a 6-month waiting period to get results back from a chromosome test, which they warned me could be a possible false negative, so we'll see what happens with that. For anyone out there in the same position as me, and I know that you're out there, you are not alone. We are in this together. And just because you do not have a diagnosis doesn't mean that you are not sick. Don't let people gaslight you because they have misconceptions or lack awareness about chronic illness. Advocate for yourself so hard. And whether or not you ever get a diagnosis, do whatever makes you feel empowered. And get the accommodations that you need to live your best life. From someone in the middle of all of this, my best advice would be to learn from this. Learn about the injustices and let it fill yourself up with the hunger for justice. Allow it to teach you empathy. Allow it to strip your life of everything and then teach you that there is always something to be grateful for. So, let me know if you or someone you know has experienced this diagnosis limbo, and how you or they are dealing with it. And definitely let me know if we have any similar or shared experiences. And I will see you all eventually. Bye.